Hi folks, Carolyn here. I'm joined today by Michael from Housemarque Studios, who's come all the way from Helsinki, Finland.
Hello.
Hi, welcome, and I'm very excited that you're here today because you're here to show us Resogun, which is a PlayStation 4 exclusive
Yes.
shoot 'em up.
Exactly.
Yes. I guess we can start just by
Sure.
diving into this game.
Start off and
yeah.
show it off a little bit.
Yeah.
Got a couple of different levels of difficulty
Okay.
and a few ships. I'll take the most balanced one.
Sounds good.
So basically, all the ships, for example, have
Yeah.
different weapons. So
Okay.
not just that they have the different stats of speed and so on, but also the main weapon is always different.
Okay.
And you can see the controllers talking here.
Yeah, so the controller, I don't know if that's picked up. It's probably not picked up on the stream, but the controller itself is saying things like "save the last humans,"
Yeah, exactly.
which is kind of a cool little touch.
It's a fun little thing. And,
Yeah.
Exactly, but here it's okay. So basically, we have a couple different weapons.
Okay.
The main weapon that we can shoot left to right in this cylindrical world of ours. But then show you this bomb
Yeah.
that kind of clears the screen. So
Yes.
it's this blue light thing that goes around. So that destroys all the enemies and really just
Okay.
if you're in a tight spot, that's the thing you
And
use.
it looks like so you're kind of in this circular level or circular playing
exactly.
field. You circle
Exactly.
around. If you go far enough to the left, you'll come back to where you are, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
so you can just maybe this is another weapon boost. So
Yeah.
you can use that to go around.
Now, I may be dating myself a little bit, but like when I see this idea of like saving the humans
Right.
in this kind of circular field, a game comes to mind, which is a game that I played a whole lot when I was young, and that's Defender.
Yes, you're very correct. There's a lot of influence from that game here.
Okay, cool.
And a lot of our game designers and co-founders did play it a lot too back in the day, and it's
Sure.
a really cool game too.
Yeah, I mean, it was just at the time, it was a very kind of innovative twist on the traditional, side-scrolling shooter because it had this issue where you had to like save the humans, and the world was this kind of looping world where if you went far enough
Exactly.
in one direction, you kind of come back to where you were.
And there you had a small map on the
Yeah.
top where you could see.
Yeah.
So with us differentiating from that classic game, having this cylindrical world, it really lets you see the whole playfield. Like right now, you can see in the background
Yeah.
a few enemies there. So you can strategize a bit more.
Okay.
And this is what the kind of old school meets new next gen stuff
right,
here
right.
in that sense.
So obviously you're building up a multiplier as you
Right.
as you take out enemies, and that
then
just
If you pause here for a moment, you can see it turn red and
okay.
then go out. So
Gotcha.
that's what we're trying to avoid.
right.
And
You
also,
want to keep that going.
if you clear the screen of all the enemies with the bomb, then it could be an issue.
Okay, so it's kind of
keeping up the
that
multiplier.
trade-off of, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Here you can see in the background, one of our humans is getting pulled up by this.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can make it. Nope. just
Oh,
barely
bye-bye,
trailing
human.
us. So then you can see up there on the human counter, and the controller is right now telling that we lost a human.
Yeah. Can't save them all, maybe.
No, that's exactly what it is. It's a balancing act, and it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Because it's just a first level, but it's going to get quite hectic down the line. So not all humans can be saved.
Yeah. So 28 in our chat is asking, like how many different weapons are in the game approximately?
Right. So each ship has a different main weapon that
Yeah.
can be constantly upgraded. Like
Okay.
right now, you can see that this machine gun type of weapon I'm using shoots 2 streams instead of 1 single stream.
Right.
And that's the way that main weapon is upgraded.
Okay.
And then I can actually here demonstrate one of the super weapons.
Uh-huh.
Other than the bomb, it's called the overdrive.
Okay.
And
Oh,
it
nice.
really kind of slows down the time, and
Yeah.
you can use it to make a lot of stuff blow up.
Definitely.
So that's kind of a charged up weapon. It's similar to all the ships.
Okay.
And that can be upgraded also.
Oh, cool.
And it's actually charged by collecting these green little cubes here. So if you can see under
yes.
the ship, there's that kind of half circle
Yeah.
line that's indicating how the
charge.
Yeah, the overdrive is getting charged.
Gotcha.
up.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a cool weapon. And then Boost, which is the half circle on top of the ship, charges by itself.
Okay.
It's sort of a weapon because
you can plow through enemies.
Exactly. So I'd say that's the most useful weapon or maneuver in the game. I do love it personally. And it's one of those things, actually, if you kill enemies during it, it charges up quicker.
Oh, nice.
And if you end it in the cluster, there's like a small sphere that comes out. So if you do a really good boost, it's going to be instantly charged again, so you can go again. And it's one of those really intricate little things that you pick up later on.
Yeah, like one kind of an advanced skill.
Right, there's going to be a lot of that built in here to rescue that human. But yeah, it's one of those games that it's simplistic enough and easy to pick up, but then again, it's going to take some time to get all these things down.
So, is it a game that, does it have like a single-player kind of campaign? Are there different levels that you progress through?
So we have single-player campaign, the arcade campaign, which is 5 different levels.
Okay.
Each level does have a boss in the end of the level.
Okay.
And we have that in single-player, and then there's also online co-op.
Oh, cool.
So these are the modes that we're launching with.
Yeah.
Kind of variations of that main campaign. And then we do have plans in the long term to keep this as the definitive next-gen shooter show. So I think we'll be adding a bunch of stuff later on too.
Oh, neat.
But that's what we're launching with.
Cool. And I assume this is a game where there's going to be, leaderboards, obviously.
Yes,
because one of the big draws for me with shooters like this is the competition that I get into with my friends, kind of going back to stages, trying to improve my scores, so on. So
it's going to be a bunch of score hunting, and the more you can compete with your friends, the better. And you're going to make some enemies too. So, and if you play co-op, then it's going to be choosing your friends really carefully who are you going to play with and getting those best scores.
So this is the first stage boss.
Yes, this is the first stage boss here.
Nice.
And I've played it a couple times, so for me it's a bit easier.
Yeah, well, I would hope that you as someone who works on.
Oh no. So there you go. I talked too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things that you can of course learn strategies in the bosses.
Yeah.
But they get pretty difficult towards the end of the game. So.
Sure.
So we want to keep it accessible, but challenging.
And so what's the incentive for saving the humans? Do you earn points for doing that?
Points and different
ooh, look at it blow
this is
up.
Really cool.
Oh man.
Using the technology to its fullest here.
Yeah.
So we really wanted to just blow everything up at the end, so that's what we're going for here. But yeah, so whenever you save humans, you get extra lives, extra bombs, and also the overdrive, the special weapon upgrades. So that's kind of, it's going to help you a lot. Down the line, it's going to make it easier too.
All right.
But yeah, should I continue on to the next level?
Yeah, let's take a look at the next stage here.
Yeah.
Avengers for the win in our chat is asking any other key influences, maybe other than Defender, like other games.
A lot of games out of my generation, I'd say Gradius and Einhander, and then there's
Einhander.
Yeah, Dodo Pachi's great, and there's a lot of American, a lot of Japanese games we were playing.
Sure.
So I think for us, when we make games, we're pretty open about the fact that we love certain games.
Oh yeah.
And they're a big influence.
Yeah.
So we don't mind at all when people realize that. For example, this is clearly heavily influenced by Defender and other games, so it's like a homage.
Right, exactly.
To the genre
I don't think there's anything wrong at all with recognizing that.
So it's really, really cool for us to, and honestly, this is a genre that should be out there more, and I think we want to represent it in a way. So we're trying to, not to bring it back, but to kind of refreshen it a little bit.
Yeah. Human lost. Human lost
is, living's never easy with these humans around. But you can see these green monsters here, and these are called the Keepers.
Okay.
So whenever I kill a cluster of those, you see that kind of starlight.
Yeah.
That's what lets the humans out of their prisons.
Oh, okay.
And I have to show you this best button. So L2 is throw human,
Yeah.
and you can actually throw humans around here.
Does that save the human? Did you
Yeah,
save
so
the human by
I can,
throwing him?
I can either fly the human through this beam here,
Oh.
or if I'm in a tight spot, I can boost and then kind of momentum
Okay.
to throw it to
Throw it.
release it. So that's something that I think experienced players will be using quite a
Gotcha.
bit. But it's just funny to have a button called
Throw Human. Yeah,
so
that's great.
I'm not sure if it has been used that much yet, but hopefully we can bring that to the mainstream. So yeah, just looking at possibilities here. But it's honestly it's one of those games that it's hard for me to talk at the same time. You get into the zone.
Oh, definitely. I totally understand. Oh,
Just trying to rescue humans at the same time. Staying alive, throwing humans.
I really
So,
love
yeah.
I love the like lightning effects in the background, and it's in the rain.
yeah,
It's
cool.
all very, very dramatic.
Yeah, and the whole blue and dark
Yeah.
the color scheme kind of emphasized that too. The whole level is always made out of voxels, so even the stuff you see in the middle, it's kind of Lego blocks in that way.
Okay.
And that's why we actually can blow everything up in the end.
Yeah.
So there's about 10 million of those voxels in the level.
Wow.
A bit less than that, but yeah. And
That's
also,
quite a few.
the active particles you can see when we blow stuff up on the ground here, like that, you can have up to about 200,000 of those. So they all have their own lights and physics and stuff like that.
Oh,
So.
amazing.
It's clearly old school game, but we have some next gen technology here, so
Yeah, exactly. You're kind
Something-
of combining the old and the new here.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah, 28 asked, is there co-op? Yes, we've discussed.
So
there
there's
will be
online.
co-op.
it's going to be online only, and
Now, so in a co-op situation, like if you and I were playing co-op together,
Yeah.
could we kind of be in different parts of the level at the same
Right.
time?
So that's why we have co-op for online.
Yeah.
So if we would be on the same screen and you'd be on the other side of the screen,
Yeah.
to make it a bit more difficult.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to do split screen, and for the fact that it's going to ruin the experience a bit.
Yeah.
So right now it's online.
Okay.
But yes, you will be on the same map.
On the same map, sure.
Exactly. So I could, if you were playing on another screen there, I
Yeah.
could see you on the other side of the screen, for example.
Right.
Or we could be doing back to back, just saving each other.
Gotcha.
Type of cool Top Gun like
Yeah.
formations. so a lot of that going on, and these are the things that we'll be launching with. So can't really announce anything else
Right.
yet. But like I said, long-term plans are still there.
And is this a launch title?
Yes, day one.
day
so we're looking at November 15th for. I think it's coming
Very
out next
soon.
Week.
Very, very soon.
Excited about that.
Technical question from Sid in our chat asking, like, is it running at 1080p 60 frames per second?
Absolutely, and for a game like this, 60 frames is a must. We wouldn't. The game wouldn't work that well without it. And for us, it's a point of pride to have it.
Sure.
At a full HD and 60 frames.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks beautiful.
And also, I mean, with the PS4 power, we're using a lot of GPU. So
Okay.
it's really GPU centric in terms of the technology. If you guys want to know a bit more about that side, but yeah, it's something that, for example, we are not going to have 3D at launch. I'm sure we possibly could look at that, but it's taking a lot of the power already.
Right.
Sometimes it's hard to understand that such a, let's say, old school type of a game is taking a bunch of the next generation's power.
Yeah.
But
I think when you look at this game and you understand that it has all these, like you said, like all those voxels and everything, that it becomes clear how this game is kind of taking advantage of the technology.
So if we want to do like 3D, we'd have to double everything.
Yeah.
For one for each eye. But it's something we're definitely looking at, and hopefully we'll have announcements down the line.
Great, but it seems like even at day one, it's going to be a pretty cool experience.
Exactly.
Especially for fans of the genre like myself.
Exactly.
Get28 asking, so we saw a brief glimpse at the very beginning when you chose this ship, but so
Right.
how many ships are there to choose from?
So we'll have 3 at the very beginning.
3, and each with its own kind of primary weapon.
Right, exactly. So this is kind of a machine gun straight shooter
Yeah,
type
yeah,
of
yeah,
weapon here.
yeah.
And actually, I'll probably die soon so I can show off another ship or the gun attached to it. Maybe Resogun has something to do with that. I don't know.
Right.
We're not as story heavy as some of the other games out there right now.
Okay.
But there's some interesting twists.
Little
bits through the story.
Cool.
So we'll see that.
Sid with another question in the chat. An interesting question. Do you use the PS4 touchpad for anything?
Right. So here you can see the menu. I think.
Yeah.
Right now it's not implemented.
Yeah.
That, for example, could be something we're adding later on.
Okay.
In the gameplay, it's really just, we have the sticks for shooting and moving, and then the special weapons in the back.
Okay.
And right now there isn't an implementation, so we didn't want to push it. We
Yeah.
didn't want to create a reason to have it.
Right.
But it's definitely something that we're keeping open about, and
Okay.
some of the plans might include it, but
Cool.
I can't talk too much about it.
Gotcha. So is this a homing weapon?
Right. So this ship is called the Nemesis, and the main weapon has a homing part about it. So it's got some of the bullets are homed into the enemies, and some of them are not. So I'm talking too much.
No, yeah.
Trying to keep up. But yeah, it's more of a homing missile type of situation.
Right.
Of course, you lose a little bit of the power at the same time, so it's easier to get at bigger clusters of enemies than if you have a really big enemy, like a single enemy, then it's going to take a bit longer to kill them.
Yeah.
It's always a balancing act. I'm sure all players will get to try all the ships and
figure out which one
fits their play style. Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, definitely one of those zone-in kind of games.
Yeah. Oh, I love that feeling of just being in the zone and, your instincts just kind of take over.
Exactly, and we've been polishing this game for, it's been in a pretty good place for the last half a year. I'm just trying to polish it out. We're sort of perfectionists back home, but especially when it comes to this kind of a gameplay, then having the top of the line, lightning fast reflex type stuff is quite important. I mean, we would get a lot of comments if it wasn't up to par. So.
Sure. You have a reputation to maintain.
Exactly.
Yeah. Overdrive
it's
upgraded.
talking all the time. That's a feature that can be turned off too. So
okay.
Just to let everybody know.
Yeah, people find it gets a little annoying.
We wanted to have it as a default so people can experience it at least.
Let's see. Hack Gaming asking, do you guys use any special equipment? I'm not sure I know what you mean by special equipment, so if you can clarify your question, maybe I can answer it. Sakatumi asking, will this always be a PS4 exclusive, or will it be ported later on if successful?
There's always possibility. Right now, we're of course focusing on the PS4.
Sure.
A lot of people asking about Vita ports and that kind of stuff.
Right.
But it does have remote play, of course, so you can play it on the Vita.
Play it on the Vita.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it works pretty much similarly as it's working right now.
Right. Yeah.
Except that I'll be looking at
the Vita.
The Vita then.
Sure.
So that's something that's going to be day one also.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a really exciting feature for me of the PS4 is all the remote play.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is one of those games that is going to be easy to pick up and play.
Yeah.
Even if you're on the go.
Sure.
If you don't have access to a big TV and so on. So
yeah.
Hopefully we'll see the users go to Resogun for your remote play needs.
Yeah, right. Human in danger.
It's good that they remind us, because I would have forgotten about that old guy.
Now, if they're being pulled up and you take out the enemy that's abducting them, and then they fall, will they die?
No, the only way they will die is that even if I shoot them, they'll just kind of bounce around.
Okay.
But if I'm carrying them and I die, then they're gonna get demolished in an explosion.
Okay.
Use the bomb here.
Yeah.
Also, you can see a little canyon there. Maybe I can.
Oh yeah.
Shoot the little guy in there. Just to demonstrate.
I
don't condone the destruction of
he's
humans.
Fine. He's fine.
And
there he goes.
And then we lost a human again there.
Oh, darn.
But yeah, a little bit of that.
That's pretty great.
Here. So yeah, humans, throwing humans, rescuing humans. That's just kind of like the meta game setting there.
Right. Yeah.
No need to always worry about the humans. They'll take care of themselves.
No, I'm a
Warrior.
no human left behind kind of player. If I
Exactly.
don't save all of them, it's gonna eat away at me. And
Exactly.
like at night, I'll be like, oh, I let one die.
It's
I
one of
failed
those things,
them.
yeah. I'm glad that they don't look too human, at least, and don't have realistic nightmares about that.
Right. 28 asking, so, are there unlockables, ships, maps, weapons, or anything like that? Or is everything kind of open up to you
Right,
from
so
the
there's a
beginning?
lot of secret stuff.
Okay.
Most of them, becomes available later on, so sort of unlockables.
Okay.
As you can see in the beginning right now, not all difficulty levels, for example, were unlocked.
Sure.
So that's just an example, but there's a lot more ramming into with the boost there.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil anything too much.
No, of
so
course, we don't
there's
want
all
you
these
to.
kind of features that you'll see later on.
Yeah.
I think if you're a really hardcore player, there's going to be so many cool surprises.
Awesome.
And some things that it might take actually quite a long time for anybody to notice them. We've hidden some really hard things in there too, so
Cool.
hopefully we'll be able to announce them when people find them. But
Yeah.
we'll keep it secret until then.
Yeah. That's cool.
Taking all my
Ricky
concentration. Yeah.
Guitarist complimenting the game, saying European developers always have good electronic music.
Right on, yeah. Yeah, so this is the music made by Arik Bolokinen. He's actually made a lot of the Housemarque games music, and for other Finnish, actually made the Angry Birds theme song.
Oh,
too,
hey,
so-
okay.
But yeah, quite different from that song.
Sure.
But yeah,
It's kind of cool how this boss is kind of evolves.
this guy is killing me. Maybe
Yeah.
I can skip that and go to the third level. Actually, maybe show
Maybe to
off
see
the
the
third.
other ship, yeah.
Yeah, this is the third ship and the third level.
Third level, okay.
So this is Phobos. It's kind of bulkier of the ships, and it has a really heavy type of a weapon.
Okay.
And so he's got this close range weapon you can see here,
Ooh,
and then
yeah.
the longer range. And whenever you hit with the longer range, it does actually have like shrapnel effect.
Okay, so it's an area of effect kind of damage.
The enemies near
Yeah.
that enemy getting hit are gonna get exploded.
Right, yeah.
Exactly. So that's gonna be this guy's weapon, but he's clearly a lot slower of all the ones.
Sakatumi asking, can you talk about price? Do you know what it's going to sell
Right.
for?
So at launch, this
Yeah.
is going to be PS Plus game of the month or so.
Oh, awesome.
So it's going to be free for everybody who buys the console, everybody who has PS Plus.
Good news for me.
So free is always good.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, down the line, I think it's going to be one of those digital download price points. It's not going to be too expensive.
Sure. Okay.
Not 100% sure if we have announced the price yet
Okay.
or not. So, but yeah, it's
Fair
going to be for the price of a movie ticket.
Yeah, roughly.
Exactly like that. So it's
Get your
quite
money's worth.
affordable.
Yeah.
Affordable.
Yeah. Oh, you just shot a human over there.
I did.
That poor guy.
I,
Oh.
it's funny. That's like the comic relief of the
Mm-hmm.
game. Just mess around with the humans a little bit. Especially if you have spectators just watching the game, they'll make sure you don't abuse the humans.
Right.
One thing I haven't mentioned, you can see these guys are a bit different color now.
Yeah.
So if you don't kill the enemies in time, they will evolve.
Ooh.
And some enemies evolve into much harder variations than others. So that's another strategy to think of. That who do you want to kill first to make sure that you don't see the evolved versions of those guys for sure. So
Yeah.
little intricacies like that.
Definitely.
I think really would make.
Yeah, they
up
just
the-
add layers to the gameplay and to your concerns as you're playing.
Right.
So, 28, bringing up the question, we talked about it earlier, but so in terms of the level design, yeah, the levels are kind of circular.
Yeah.
So if you go, far enough in one direction, you'll come back to where you are.
Try to boost over here. So yeah, every level is this similar shape.
Right.
Oh, no, I lost
Um,
But then there's a lot of different themes. Like for example, in this level, there's these kind of icy force
Sure.
fields that will stop enemies if you shoot them. And
Okay.
a lot of different things built into each level.
Yeah.
But yeah, all are on the same say form level.
Right.
Exactly.
Keepers detected.
Those guys are
Yep.
trying to run away here.
Can you, you can only carry one human at a time.
Yeah, right. So one human, the other one's going to get rejected here.
Yeah. Sorry,
They
God.
can't handle the rejection. Let's try to get that one guy's accidentally shooting him right here. But yeah, again, if you go for the humans always, you might lose up on the multiplier. And
Right.
It's just a balancing act, I think.
Determining your priorities.
See, now I went down to 1 again.
Oh.
If I was a really hardcore player right now, I'd probably have to restart and just, you know. But I think that's what we're really excited to see people, you know, on the leaderboards.
Figuring out those high score strategies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And streaming the game, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna be
Oh,
huge.
man, that is right.
That's really cool.
That's going to be, man, I'm so excited about the future of video game streaming.
Right. So, I mean, you can have the best player in the world just be streaming his game.
Yeah.
And then when he hits like the #1 position on Earth, you can see it. And I think that's going to bring a whole new level of interaction to
I think
these
you're
things.
right. I think you're right. Yeah, 28 says, are points just score or is it used for anything else? I think it's pretty much like just score, you know, just demonstrating, you know, your skill, your position on the leaderboards, that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the main aim of it.
Yeah.
It's, of course, in the end, going to put your name out there.
Yeah.
We might have other features that will be available later on, like
down the line.
Let's say you can unlock something if you have a certain score in a certain level or something like this. So I mean, a lot of options we can do.
Yeah.
There. Also, you know, the whole world is built out of Lego blocks in essence, so many possibilities we can do with that too. So
definitely,
you know, just a wink, wink. Never know what's going to come out with that. But yeah, in essence, this game, as it's going to launch, it's going to have the features that we talked about here, and
wonderful,
kind of like a complete experience.
Yeah.
And then we'll see where we can take it from there.
Yeah, so 28 says that's exactly what I wanted to know. It sounds great. I think he wants that just pure kind of score focus.
Exactly, yeah.
Ooh, the
third level boss.
Ooh.
I have to say that I don't believe that this boss has been shown on any other media outlets as of right now.
World premiere exclusive look at Resogun's third boss.
I could be wrong, but I don't remember actually seeing it anywhere
saw it here first, probably, maybe.
Most likely.
Most likely.
Exactly. But if somebody would know, I'd probably know. So.
Yeah. Synvia says, did they mention the speaker on the controller speaks as you play? Yeah, we did. The voice from the controller is constantly reminding us that humans have been lost, or what about other things happening in the game world, which is I think a really cool feature. It's also one that you can turn off if it's not to your liking.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, a lot of people like different things, so we just want to have that option there.
Pack Gaming, to answer your question about how we got the PS4, Housemarque is carrying their own PS4 around with them to show off this game.
So if you see me on the street, please don't mug me.
Yeah.
I'm in the zone right now. I'm almost killing this guy.
Awesome.
I'm sorry if I can't communicate.
No, focus.
Best of my abilities.
No,
right
it's
now.
okay. It's okay. Do what you have to do. There's a lot.
Support.
Oh my God.
We still got a couple more lives.
All right.
Worried.
Okay.
But yeah, there we go.
Ooh, kaboom! Man,
Armageddon.
It looks so cool in the world.
And even though we flew through those cubes there, you can see them because they're all got physics enabled. Just go and get in front of the ship. And
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, so that's that's like the first 3 levels of Resogun there, and we've seen every ship. We've gotten, I think, a pretty good sense of what this game has to offer. So once again, it's a launch game for PS4, free for PlayStation Plus members. Is that right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is terrific. So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there. But Michael, thanks so much for coming in and showing off the game.
Thanks so much
as a lifelong fan of the genre, I am super excited to get my hands on it and play it. And thank you all for watching. We'll see you again here real soon.
Thank you.